found an abandoned village in the high mountains just overlooking the Iranian border. Check this out. Как тебя зовут?
Serop.
Serop. So we just met Serop. He is the only inhabitant of the village. Скільки людей живет в село?
Зимой. Никто. Я и жена. Летом, когда? Внизу идут сюда.
Oh, okay. So say sometimes there are other people. There are like 4 or 5 people that come up in the summertime, and that's all. But he and his wife are the only 2 that live here. He said this is his old car. He's got one other Lada Niva that's down in Megri with his son. He has 3 сыны?
2 сына, 1 дочь.
Yes, 2 sons and 1 daughter.
8 внук.
8?
Внуки у меня.
Oh, so
he's got дома. Yes,
he said he'll show me pictures of his 8 grandchildren. У меня 2 внуки.
У меня 8.
Oh, 8. He's got 8 grandchildren. Oh, that's so neat.
Новый уже 10 лет, что у меня 1 внук, дочь.
Oh, okay. So his daughter is pregnant with his 9th, he said. Doma. This is the reason that I made this podcast. The Hot Zone exists because I go so many places, I get to see so many cool things, but I don't get to make news out of all of it. We already made the package that I'm planning to make today about the geopolitical stuff that's happening between Iran and Turkey and Russia and Azerbaijan and Nakhchivan and Armenia. It's kind of a mix of bad stuff going on down there on the border. But we had some time this afternoon, so I decided we're going to come up this sort of dirt road that we found off the side of the road and just see what's up here. And it turns out there's an abandoned village way up. We're probably above 5,000 feet, maybe even 7,000 feet above sea level, up where the snow is still. It's over 70 degrees down at the border, which is much lower, but up here it's pretty cold still. And it turns out there's like 1 guy living in this village, and it looks like it at one point had at least in the hundreds, several hundred people. But we're just going to explore the village a little bit. This is a very ancient area, and so anything you see out here probably existed hundreds or thousands of years ago. As a matter of fact, as I look right over here, you probably can't see that, but there's it looks like the ruins of an old fortress right up there on the mountainside. You can also see the terraces that have been carved into the mountainside by people growing crops and stuff since time immemorial. You can see it better here with the snow. And it's like this on all the mountains in this area. Some of these mountains go up over 11,000 feet. We had to drive over the highest pass in Armenia yesterday. The buildings in this village are made of mostly stone and some wood. Look at these windows over here. That's kind of cool. It looks like something, it reminds me of Virginia City. When I grew up in Nevada, these old ghost towns that you could find out in the Nevada desert. This is a lot like that in that it's dry area, mountainous, real rocky and harsh kind of area. But this right here is a church. It's an old Armenian church, and the sign on the front of it says it's from the 17th century. So we're going to go in the church. I want to show you what that looks like. There's a few of these dogs that came out to greet us. This one's a little skittish. These are, I think, like Afghan shepherd dogs or something like that. And they're beautiful dogs. They're very strong, very powerfully built. But look at this old church here. There's one very peculiar thing about this church. The sign here on the front says it was from the 17th century. But I noticed first thing when I walked in, it's got a dirt floor. You know, they don't, in the Armenian tradition, they don't have a lot of chairs. In the Orthodox tradition, I guess, they don't have a lot of chairs. In Ukrainian Orthodox churches, you stand for the whole service. I've seen churches, Armenian churches, where you stand in some where they have seats, but the ones with seats are usually more modern. So it's, I guess, not too strange that an ancient church would have a dirt floor, but especially in a poor village like this. There's some artwork on the walls. This is looks like a tapestry, actually, painted tapestry on the wall, and Jesus' face, he got cut out of it or something. That's kind of strange. I'll go up here and look at these. Yeah, that's pretty old, I'd say. There's a few crucifixes, crosses. Let's look at, come up here and maybe we could shine some light on these. Some of them look like they came from a gas station in Mobile, Alabama. They're kind of cheesy, you know, the sort of holographic Jesus picture there. Some of them look like they might have been hand painted. Maybe that one. This, I see this one. There's several of these right here, so that may have some meaning. It's so fun to explore these all places that are all but abandoned. I found back here in the, I don't know what you call this, the sacristy or something. There's some old pottery here. I don't know how old it is, but there's also this bottle that's got some liquid in it. It's definitely an old bottle. It's got a seal on top. Is that in Armenian or Russian? Looks like it's in Russian. So that's maybe up to 70 years old or 80 years old, something like that. I don't know what's in it, but I'm not sure I want to know either. As I look here, the way that they plastered these walls is with mud mixed with straw. You can see the straw here, and it's just mud over the stone wall. It's kind of flaking off. You can even see the fingerprints of people slapping the mud on up here. Gosh, it almost looks like somebody was trying to get out up there. Help! Get stuck in here. Let's get out of here before we're the next ones. Fascinating. I wonder when was the last time they actually had a church service in this church. Now, I guess there are more people who come like in the summer and stay up here, but apparently there's only one guy who sort of takes care of the village, a guy and his wife that live here full time. So there's a big dog. Yes, aren't you a sweet boy? Look at this beautiful dog. Man, he's powerful. You can tell he's been fighting. He's got some gashes on him. You've been fighting? Oh, you're a sweet boy. Isn't he sweet? Yeah, he's lonely. So this village actually does have electricity. You can see a transformer right there. That's an old Soviet style transformer. And here we've got, looks like somebody's house. This looks lived in, so this must be where the guy lives. But you see the water over there, where it's just sort of, it must be coming down the mountain or something and just flows constantly. There's not a, zoom in on that. There's not a faucet or anything. That's cool. Oh, there's a dead dog down there. Poor boy. Another dog like this that died. Wonder what happened to him. These dogs look fairly well cared for. They don't look hungry. So I don't know. It looks like there's maybe about a couple dozen houses in this village. And it's just empty. It's abandoned. There's nothing for people up here really. And so we were actually talking like it'd be cool to just come up here and buy this whole village. You can buy houses down in town for like $20,000 or less. And hey, look at this. There's an oven down there in the floor, looks like, and maybe a cistern here, a milk jug, some more bottles and stuff over there on the wall. Landmines, hand grenades, I don't know. The road's still kind of bad here. I'm not sure I want to take the car down any further. It might get stuck. I don't have a four-wheel drive. But what'd you find, Jacob? Did you find the guy? No, we've been going into abandoned houses. You're just looking into the abandoned houses? A Soviet can. Let's go down here and look at the Soviet can and see. You sure nobody lives here? Come on, what'd you find?
It's huge.
Oh, this is all, this is an old Russian book.
Old Russian what?
Just an old,
Oh, books in Russian. So it's just an abandoned house. There's a couple of shovels here,
like a dictionary.
handmade shovels. You said a Russian dictionary?
I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
This is an electric stove right here.
What is that thing?
A stone thing. Oh, a hat.
Yeah, we found
Yeah,
that.
Found a Russian hat.
Yeah, we found that.
Oh.
Oh, look at this, guys.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, there's forks.
It's got ear flaps. Nice.
It's like they're made out of aluminum almost.
Here's a
Dude,
cup.
no one's gonna eat that.
Kind of feels weird just digging around in some old abandoned building, but it's obvious nobody's been living in here. There's a big hole in the floor. There's must be a root cellar that got, there's not really a floor. It's kind of a dirt floor, isn't it?
Did you try the other door?
No, I didn't mess
Let's go look over here. See what we can. This one's got a lock on it. There's a candle. I see a candle and there's light bulbs in there. This one must be where people actually stay. Big old padlock on there. Amazing. What do you think, Rubina?
The view over there from the barn is like
in here and
Switzerland.
pretend like I didn't open that up.
Where's that can you found?
Oh, I put it back.
Oh, it's in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Wonder what this thing is. Watch your head.
It's probably
It's a bird feeder.
washing hands.
That's a bird feeder.
Oh,
You put feed in there. Put sunflower seeds or whatever.
Oh, hey, puppy. No.
Hi, big boy. That's another. How many houses do you think are in this village? About a dozen?
There's
Maybe.
more than that. I think,
It's obvious that more people come here in the summertime.
yeah, in the summertime, that's what the guy told me. Sometimes people come up here. But if they knew people were going to buy their homes, they'd probably sell it.
They what?
They'd sell their homes.
Oh, I bet they would, yeah. This one is falling apart.
it's really old. You can tell.
Yeah, that's an old house. Probably shouldn't stand right here. That's kind of rickety, to say the least. It's over here. Ooh, cool padlock. Oh, that's that room that we were just looking into from before. There's just some junk. Bottle of something. It's got liquid in it. Wow. Yeah, that's just somebody's been, look at the handprints in the floor here. Walking around here like they're walking on all fours. I wonder if this place is like inhabited by werewolves or something weird like that. It's kind of creepy. I have to say, this is a little creepy in here. Old abandoned village. I mean, these houses are obviously a couple hundred years old, maybe. And it's obvious that nobody has really lived up here for a long time. Where'd they go? Oh, mud. Let's go look in these houses up here. A lot of the walls are crumbled. I guess it's just from the weather, but almost looks like, you know, a cannonball went through some of these houses. There's a World War II memorial down the hill, just right at the entrance to the village, that shows more than 40 men from this village died fighting the Germans in World War II. 40 men from this tiny village. Can you imagine that? It's horrific. Now that's in pretty good shape. Looks like maybe somebody lives here. Oh! Yeah, that one's locked up tight. You can tell the ones that are sealed off against the weather at least a little bit. The big padlocks on the doors. That one's got a B on the door over there. Airbnb? Doubtful. Well, this one's locked up tight, but it's got a huge hole in the wall. Look how thick those walls are. That wall is 3.5 feet thick right there. Good grief. These are all fruit trees and everything. One of the things you see, of course, in this part of the world is that there's no such thing as a lawn. Like, that would be wasteful. Why would you just grow something so you could cut it and let it grow again? So watch it. They make use of every square foot of their property to grow food. If you're going to live up here in the highlands where it's a lot of snow, harsh winters, somebody's had a recent barbecue here. This, I imagine people might come up on the weekends and, just putter around. Sounds like fun to me. I like that idea. Let's see. That one's kind of wired shut. Interesting. It's got a padlock on it. So a house like this, on that, this probably could be had for like $5,000. And it doesn't look like much, but you put a little work into it, you can make it livable for a little camp. Of course, the commute, if you live in the States, would be pretty crazy. Hello? Anybody home? No, that one's locked too. Yeah, these are, obviously some people have put some work into this. Some of these houses are really cool looking though. Look at that stonework. You see all the outhouses over here. That's how the business gets done. Let's go look up here. That's a stable for goats or sheep or something. Look in the window here. Yeah, they got some drinking water and Just wonder what this was like in its heyday. All these buildings were being built. Isn't it interesting to think about that there are so many places like this around the world where, you don't know anything about this. You'd never even imagined this place exists, and there's people living their whole lives up here. And they don't know anything about you existing. It's a big old world out there. How many Americans do you suppose have ever been to this village? Besides us, probably none. Maybe never in history before has there been an American in this village. That was locked up. Well, they obviously aren't here in the wintertime. There's no windows in those things. Hey, there's a Jeep. Look at that. It's just creepy. That's just where they throw trash. A lot of trash. Ooh, it smells bad in here. Ooh. In this room up above, there's a bunch of floorboards missing. Not really anything up there to see. Stick the camera up there. Those floorboards. Well, it's an adventure. All right, I'm gonna go see this military Jeep over here. Oh, somebody killed a chicken in here. And there's a rototiller parked in here too. So yeah, definitely people come up here in the spring and summer. Here's an interesting vehicle. Oh, somebody's obviously living there. There's stuff on the line drying. This must be the guy. Barib says.
Bare.